Shugendo is a religion peculiar to Japan in which Buddhism incorporates the ancient Japanese mountain belief that aims to gain enlightenment by carrying out rigorous training in the mountains. Also known as Shugen. A practitioner of Shugendo is called a practitioner Ryumabushi. Overview: Shugendo is an old Shinto that worships Kaminabi and Ilokura, where life and divine spirits live in the whole world, and the mountain religion and Buddhism that embrace them are combined. Is a religion peculiar to Japan, established by taking into account elements such as esoteric Buddhism. It is also a practical religion that aims at the salvation of sentient beings by gaining experience, which is a sign of merit. By practicing in sacred mountains in various parts of Japan and practicing deeply in deep mountain valleys. This mountain practitioner is called a practitioner because she trains to get rid of the virtues and obtains the virtue, and is called Yamabushi because she goes to the mountain to practice. Training is an abbreviation for training test or practical training. At Gin, Hyogo Prefecture, a lantern hunting ceremony is held on October 10th every year, gathering all the Yamabushi in the Kansai region. At Gin, Hyogo Prefecture, a lantern hunting ceremony is held on October 10th every year, gathering all the Yamabushi in the Kansai region. The practice grounds for Shugendo were mountains called sacred mountains, such as Mount Omini, Nara Prefecture, and Hakusen, the Ishikawa Prefecture, which were the subjects of ancient Japanese mountain worship. 3. Above all, the belief in Kamana Sanzen was extremely prosperous during the Middle and Late Heian eras, with the participation of many aristocrats including the emperor. Shugendo is a Shinto and Buddhist tradition, and both the Japanese god and the Buddhist Buddha Nyorai Bodhisattva Myo are enshrined. As forms of expression, there are deities such as Gongan, a god, and Buddha appearing in a tentative form, and princes, places where ceremonies are performed during the pilgrimage. There are events that do not use rituals and ceremonies used in Shinto, such as otoji, but there are also events and rituals that also include congratulatory words, ceremonial words, kimochi, and prayers. Shugendo varies depending on the nation's sacred mountains and temples and shrines. Gongan and Shinto of Shinto Buddhism are not necessarily the main deities. In addition to worshipping the Buddhist Buddha of the mainland, the gods of the nations including Amaterasu are also enshrined as an annual event to worship. It is difficult for workers, researchers, and scholars to grasp Shugendo by first glance judgment and viewing, and it is important to note that the opinions that are only general examples lead to false positives. In the above-mentioned Kamana faith, the Sano Gongan, Gosho Prince, and Shiyo Shrine priests occupy important positions, and the 99 princes who solicited this are famous. Since it is associated with Yamabushi, there may be a deity associated with the mountain. History: Shugendo is said to have been founded by the role Kogaku, actor, during the Asuka era. But since it is a legendary person, the historical fact about the founder is unknown. The role of Kokaku has continued to stay home, according to the founder's savvy. According to the tradition that he passed throughout his entire life, Shugendo has been widely worshipped since the Heian period. The source of that religion is sought in the movement of Shinbutsu Shugo, which has been found in the 8th century and combines the belief in Buddhism, Old Shinto, with the Japanese indigenous gods even before the Buddha's tradition was introduced. Old Shinto shrines and Buddhism practices gradually spread, and Jinguji Temple was built in the shrine grounds, and the shrine of the guardian deity as guardian was built in the temple grounds. Then, the movements of the Shinto and Buddhist traditions, the practice in the mountains that was carried out by the esoteric Buddhist sect Tendai sect, Shingon sect, and the ancient Japanese mountain religion were linked to create a unique faith called Shugendo. It was established. In this way, Shugendo was deeply related to esoteric Buddhism, so it was regarded as a Buddhist sect by controlling Shugendo law. Shugendo established its own position from the latter half of the Kamakura period to the northern and southern eras. the Edo shogunate established the Shugendo law in 1613, and decided to belong to either the Toyama school of the Shingen sect or the Motoyama school of the Tendai sect. Following the Shin-Butsu separation order in the first year of Meiji, 1868, in fifth year of the Meiji era, a curfew ban was issued and Shugendo was banned. Satoyama Fushi, Shushu Shuken, was forcibly returned. The abolition of Buddha also destroyed the religious beliefs of Shugendo. Since the Meiji era, some of the scholarship-related lecture groups have become a denominational Shintoism by diluting Buddhism. Mainly the Ontake Fuso, practicing, and Maroyama religions, and despite the sect Shinto, the remnants of the Shinto and Buddhist traditions such as the Fudosin's Shingen and the reading of the Sutra of Sutra are seen. Mountain Buddhism is a Buddhism that emphasizes practicing in the mountains, which began to be practiced by esoteric Buddhism, Tendai Buddhism and Shingen Buddhism, in the Heian period in Japan. Mountain Buddhism began as a reaction to the secularization of Nara Buddhism, which became more connected to politics. But eventually it merged with Japan's ancient mountain religion and rapidly developed. When Mountain Buddhism is a unique religion different from Buddhism, it is also called Shugendo. Overview: it is said that Buddhism was introduced to Japan in 538, the time of Emperor Kinmei, but during the Heian period 794-1192. He practiced in Tang and returned to Japan to experience the authentic mountain religion and to return to Japan. The Tendai sect and Shingen sect were created, and Mount Hiei and Mount Koya were opened. Mount Hiei Enryaku-ji was opened by Saicho in 788, 7th Enryaku, and Mount Koya Kongo Maneji was opened by Kakai in 816, Hirohi 7. Including the critical implication that the Buddhist denominations that had temples in the cities up to that time had strengthened their ties with politics, strengthened the esoteric color while advocating a protected state, and kept a certain distance from politics. It can be said that in Japan, where most of the land is forests and mountain worship has been practiced since ancient times, there was a ground where such ideas were easily accepted, even from a secular dimension. Aristocrats and others expected the current power and illness to disapprove of the training power of the monks, which supported the development of mountain Buddhism and received the patronage of imperial courts such as the imperial family. Then, the path of generalization is rapidly progressing. In 806, 25th year of Enryaku, Mountain Buddhism became officially one of the national Buddhism along with urban Buddhism. Citation needed. The cult of Buddhism in the Jodo Buddhism taught by Honen, which has a strong profitable color of the modern world and richly contains the colors of yin and yang, have been developed. Furthermore, it leads to Shugendo, which places emphasis on mountain training, and the Shinto Buddha ideology is generated. Source needed. On the other hand, in the Heian period, the denominations became huge and pure.